In the heart of Kampala, where the sun paints golden rooftops every morning, lived a young man named Brian Cato. He grew up in a comfortable home, not rich, but peaceful. His father worked with a bank, and his mother ran a small boutique in town. They made sure Brian never lacked anything. School fees were paid on time, his clothes were always ironed, and supper was never late. But sometimes, too much comfort can drown the hunger for more. Brian was brilliant, everyone knew it. In secondary school, teachers said he'd become an engineer. But after graduation, comfort became his lullaby. His parents gave him a small car, a monthly allowance, and a home where everything worked perfectly. He started waking up late, spending hours scrolling on his phone, hanging out with friends who loved comfort more than growth. "Life is short, my guy," they'd say, sipping iced coffee by the lakeside breeze of Victoria. Why stress? Years passed. His classmates began chasing dreams. One opened a small poultry farm, another went abroad for studies, and yet another started a fashion brand in Entebbe. Brian clapped for them from his couch. His father would sometimes walk into his room quietly, watch him scrolling through his phone, and sigh. "Son," he'd say, "comfort is sweet. But it can poison your drive if you drink too much of it." Brian would laugh it off. "Dad, I'm just waiting for the right time." But the right time never came. One day, tragedy shook his calm world. His father retired suddenly, the family's steady income disappeared. Bills piled up. The boutique slowed down. The house that once smelled of comfort now carried the scent of quiet worry. For the first time in his life, Brian tasted struggle. He looked for friends who could help, but they too were busy chasing their own lives. Nights became longer. He stared at the ceiling, replaying every wasted year in his mind. It was then that reality whispered the truth. Complacency wears the face of comfort, but it steals your drive to grow. The moment comfort turns into complacency, ambition begins to die. The same bed that once felt like paradise now felt like a prison. So, Brian made a choice, a painful one. He left his comfort zone. He sold his car, used the money to start a small phone repair kiosk in Kabalagala, and worked long hours under the scorching Ugandan sun. At first, people mocked him. From a banker's son to a roadside technician. But he didn't care. For the first time, he felt alive. Every shilling he earned carried the flavor of purpose. Months turned to years. His small kiosk grew into a shop, then a chain. He began training other young people in phone repair. Brian had finally learned what his father meant. When excessive comfort bred complacency, the fire of ambition quietly died. But when struggle found him, greatness was reborn. Brian's story reminds us, comfort can be sweet, a gentle friend at first, but when it turns into complacency, it becomes the silent poison that kills ambition. True growth begins the moment you step beyond what feels safe. Because comfort may cradle your body, but discomfort awakens your spirit. Greatness is born in the soil of struggle, but when comfort's gentle shade gives way to complacency, dreams drift into quiet sleep, not lost, only waiting to be awakened. This is Geraldinho Stories, where the soul listens, the mind learns, and the heart remembers.